Okay, hi again, everybody. My name was Pete, and Sanna really asked me to come over and look back on my career as an entrepreneur. I've been doing this for 18 and a half years now, running a marketing communications agency, and well, just collected a few things which I've come across to, and some other thoughts. What the everyday life of an entrepreneur is. So, please. This always, at the end, comes down to money. It's unfortunate, but it's always in the background. It reflects all the decision making, no matter what you do. Of course, there are higher values involved when becoming an entrepreneur, for sure. For example, for me, it was the opportunity to be your own master, make your own decisions, take your own risks, maybe gain something. But the money, it's the two-sided problem in entrepreneurship. The first problem is how to get money inside the company. The other one is how to get it out from there. Anyway, when money isn't that important, but when the real trouble comes, it's usually about the money. Dealing with uncertainties, I think that's a core feature for anyone who wants to become one. Unless you have that ability, you will learn it, well, maybe even by hard way. But anyway, in entrepreneurship, the range of feelings which you encounter, the range is a lot wider, with my experience, than if you were working for somebody else. If it's cool, then it's really awesome. And if you're pissed, it's written with a capital F. That I didn't know when I became an entrepreneur. Anyway, both kinds of days will come across, and knowing that, one should be prepared in a mental level. You need a right attitude, flexibility, and such characteristics. Well, uncertainty is a synonym to a risk, which this is pretty much all about. So one should determine how much you're willing and able to take along the way before you start. Well, choosing the right associates, that's pretty important. You want to make sure that you all want to do it together. You need to figure out if you share the same ambitions and goals. Does your fields of expertise complement one another? I've been 18 years in this business, and I've spent 11 years buying other associates out. At the end, they wanted to do something else. That's quite expensive, you know. You're not buying anything concrete, but the price is always based on expectations. Don't recommend that. Well, of the operational part, you need to stay focused. Once you figure out what you're going to do, stick to it. New chances will always come across, new exciting ideas which will try to take you away. But one should think that, is there any added value to your present operation? Does it support it by any means? Getting professional help. Notice the double meaning here. I think there are 4 kinds of things in the world. The stuff you know, the stuff you don't know, the stuff you don't know, and the stuff you don't know. The first three ones, they are not dangerous, but the 4th one will get you every time. Get information to base your decision making on, and get specialized partners. Many Finnish entrepreneurs have the small failure of thinking that they know everything by themselves. This is a common feature, really. and people struggle alone. But if I would give only one advice to a starter, this would be it. There is help available, expertise, lawyers, accountants, people who along the time you will start to appreciate. Selling. Well, no matter how good you are in what you do, eventually you will need to sell it to somebody. And that involves, first, psychology. One should get inside their clients' heads, try to figure out what makes them tick, what drives them, what kind of motivation they have. Also, it would be a good thing to get even more familiar than you would like. Look for common things and experiences you could share with the client. I'm not meaning that you should become a friend. That's a different thing. But one should get as close as possible. Another thing is you don't want to be too cheap. If we talk about pricing, the client will inevitably kind of mirror your price to your quality. If you're too cheap, they are not expecting good quality. And for that reason, you might not get the deal. Price correctly. Well, listening. Everybody knows that us Finns can fluently remain silent in almost any language. But that's not all a bad thing, because listening is much more important. We have 2 eyes, 2 ears, even 2 nostrils, but we only have 1 mouth. Maybe that's a kind of explanation of the importance. We should listen more and talk less. Giving. Well, before expecting to have something or get something, we should always give something first, maybe a glimpse of our expertise to start with. This is entrepreneurship is a give and take game, just like any other field of life, and same rules apply. Let's say covering your back. This is about written agreements. You need them everywhere. Make stuff in written form. You need it in sales, recruiting, subcontracting, everywhere. If you don't have anything to refer to later on, no one will remember what was agreed upon. If you can't do it yourself, use a lawyer, but make it in written form. 24/7. One has to prepare to work harder. This needs a totally different attitude from the traditional 9-to-5 scheme. This stuff will flow in your head anyway, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So that's one thing you'd probably want to get prepared for. On the contrary, one very important skill is to take your time to relax, because there's nobody else taking care of that. You need to do it yourself, or get professional help. Well, daring to be different. This is a cliche, but it's really so true. If you don't do things differently from your competition, you will end up making deals with lower price as an only criteria and lower profits. You don't want to go there. Think of some other way. Well, making decisions, that's what this is pretty much about. Bad decision is better than not making one at all, from my experience. A difficult decision may become costly, but not making one is far more expensive. That I now also know. Letting someone else do the stuff you are not interested in. Well, eventually when the company maybe gets bigger, or you just get tired or whatever. You should concentrate on the things you love to do, nothing else. Other stuff you can buy or find somebody else to do it. They just might be thrilled about it. Maybe that's their field of expertise and love. Give them a chance. Many successful entrepreneurs I know have been very good with this all the way from the beginning. And it's more of letting go. Many I know won't let go at all. They want to do everything all by themselves. But that's for sure a way of staying small. Of course, it's just a matter of what you want to do. Well, taking care of liquidity, that's an essential thing. Only do stuff you can afford to. You should have a stack of cash worth at least 3 months of turnover. Then you're safe. And hold on to it. Take your time and be patient. It will come up eventually. Well, investing in necessities only. Let's say you want to buy a boat worth, say, 50,000 euros to take your clients on a cruise with. Sounds nice, and you think that your company is going to pay for it. Well, let's take another angle to this. If your net profit is 10%, which is excellent, you would sell 500,000 more to cover the investment from the profits. Trust the accountants. They can tell you more about this. Well, determining where you are going, where you want to go. Plan. You need to have a plan. Unless you don't have a plan, you don't know where you want to go, and then you'll just end up someplace else. Not any longer. Thank you. If you want to ask something, I'll be more than happy.